Since winning First Strike, 100 Thieves have been on a roller coaster ride. For the entire year of VCT, they've shown so much promise only to fall before achieving greatness.
It's pretty difficult for them to pull this off, and you're seeing it play out, right? Hiko's good for one, but that's it. A 13-2.
Stage 2 was a great one for 100 Thieves, and the spring looked like it was actually going to set up a very bright future for 100 Thieves overall with their more recent look at the time, especially after Challengers 1 as they were taking down teams like Envy, Cloud9 Blue, and Acend extremely confidently, and then even following that up with 2 solid matches versus both Sentinels and Envy at Regionals. Although unfortunately, of course, falling short of Iceland, I think a lot of people still regarded 100 Thieves as being an on-the-rise potential favorite as they would be looking in towards Stage 3 just based on those performances in general. But they did seem to be improving. A semifinal appearance at Masters would be a success for most teams.
40 seconds left. There's no time to go elsewhere.
Nitro!
Good for 2.
Nitro's
good for 3. Nitro good for 4. A Prime Gaming flawless for 100 Thieves.
But apparently, it wasn't enough for 100 Thieves. As they decided to do something drastic, they would bench a legend. 100 Thieves' decision to bench CSGO veteran Steel has already raised a few eyebrows.
I saw Boy as a pickup, relatively unknown. I'd actually played with and against him in comp a little bit. And I know he's a solid player. I know he's got solid skill, but so does Steel. And not only that, Steel has a lot of experience.
So, why did they do it? I think a lot of people looking at the results would say, hey, semifinals, 100 Thieves, things looked like they were definitely going well, especially when you beat Gambit in groups. But I think the statistics and just the agent compositions that we were starting to see told a very different story. In Challengers Finals, nearly 200 rounds of KO was being played by Steel. The only other player in North America to play the agent was Sick. He played it 1 overall game. And pulling a .91 KD is anything but, I would say, encouraging towards the influence you're bringing to the map. His play on normal Sentinel agents like Cypher and Killjoy also left a bit to be desired. He only pulled a .22 KD on the one map that he played at Killjoy. And then you go over to Berlin, same idea. It was only KO and Killjoy that he largely played, and he was the only person to actually play KO at Berlin, where he only found a .77 KD. The Killjoy still had not been improved much at all. It was a 169 ACS, which is just okay, and a .72 KD, which as a standalone Sentinel agent is just not enough. That's why 100 Thieves made the decision, but was it the right one?
What was that, guys? You gotta get paid?
It really feels like, for me, going into Boy, maybe you didn't really feel inspired based on his individual performance, but what they were able to do as a full collective team was so much better. And it really did feel like for 100 Thieves, they were trying to change the meta and step away from what Sentinels had rooted as being the staple in VALORANT really much globally. During the LCQ with Boy, they started to dominate on attacking halves when they were eluding themselves from using the Sentinel agent.
Just till about 15 seconds, they have this gas wall up. They hold it the whole time. And that's going to be the time Gen.G tries to get back in. They drop the wall for a little surprise play, and Nitro tries to come up with one. Traded back by Temperature as Hiko finds that frag to help his teammate out in the last 2. From Hiko will pull in a 3rd round for 100 Thieves.
It was a 70% win rate on Haven, 75% win rate on Icebox, and a 71% win rate on Breeze, not wanting to play passive and getting a little bit more aggressive with the play style that Boy brings to the table. So what now for 100 Thieves? It seems to be this is what they want to go with, and everyone seems to be going down this pathway of getting away from playing passive and making sure that you can put together a solid attacking half without the necessary weight that you would sometimes feel by having a Cypher or a Killjoy that really don't bring a ton of value to what they have ability-wise to an offensive half. But what about Steel? I think it's time that he's going to have to look into his own agent pool. Playing KO doesn't really seem like the character is really doing all that well globally anywhere. And then beyond that, if you're not really finding any success on Killjoy in the first place, and we're not seeing a whole lot of Cypher at the moment, it's time to start getting that awesome veteranship that he has from the CSGO days and start to apply it as maybe more of an entry style. Try to get him on things like the Sky. See if you can find a way to maybe learn things like a controlling Viper. At the moment, Sentinel agents seem to be falling out of favor, and with that, the players that hard scope themselves on playing those types of lockdown roles also very well may be falling out of favor as well.